Good afternoon, PA Figs here. So, this is hopefully the end to my white whale. This little package here. Somebody reached out to me. I won't mention her name. I'll let her self-identify if she wishes to be known. And said that she had the Ischia black cuttings. So, this has been, I don't know, a tree that I've tried probably 4 or 5 times now from people who swore they had Ischia black UC Davis. It always turned out to be something different. So, this one comes with good lineage, and time will tell. So let's see what we got inside of here. She did warn me that the cuttings were a little small. That's okay. Only need a couple nodes. This thing is sealed. Alright, let's see what we've got. And there we have it. 2 nice little Ischia black UC Davis cuttings. I'm going to hold on to one. I'm going to try to graft that when it gets a little bit warmer out here. I'm going to store it in the fridge for now. The other one I'm going to put into one of these cups filled with Pro Mix HP. I'm going to keep it on some heat and in the greenhouse here and see what happens. So let's go ahead and get them out of this bag. I think I'm going to do the smaller one in this pot here. And I think my plan is to completely bury it in the soil and make it sprout up and out. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get the saran wrap off with one hand, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the saran wrap started. Let's see if I can get it the rest of the way here. There we go. That is one Ischia black cutting. I'm debating whether or not I should try some rooting hormone with this. I think I might, being that it's the top piece here. So give me a second and let me go get some rooting hormone. Alright, so I've got some Fertilome rooting powder, and I'm just going to take my cutting, and I'm just going to dip it in there, get it nice and covered. Put the powder aside before I knock it down somewhere. And I'm just going to take this cutting and put it straight into this mix. I'm going to bury it all the way up to this tip, just like that. So I'll leave the tip covered, and that's it. Now it's time to label and water it, and I'll fill up these guys here with a couple other cuttings that I wanted to get started. Alright, so now I've got these Coleodon Blanca Negra cuttings that I have had in the fridge since cutting season, or actually even before. You may have remembered I took a air layer off and made a video about taking cuttings, and these are them. So they were looking a little raggedy in the fridge there, had a little bit of mold on them, so I soaked them in a hot water and a little bit of Dawn soap mixture, and we're gonna plant them and see how they do here. Now remember, if you're going to look for the which way is up on a cutting, I get asked this a lot, how do you do it? The easiest way to do it is to find a tip cutting, like this guy here, and take a look at the node, and you'll see it looks like a mouth with 2 eyes above it. The 2 eyes always go up. So in this case, if we look at this guy, let's see if we can find a easier node. There you go. The leaf scar is on the bottom, and the potentially new shoot there is on top. Let's see if we can find another one. There you go. Mouth on the bottom, eye on top. This one only has 1 eye, which is surprising, but a lot of them have 2. So that way is up. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I forgot to put rooting hormone on. Let me get the rooting hormone. Alright, I don't know if this rooting hormone really makes a difference, but I've got it. Might as well use some of it. This guy's gonna go straight in. I should probably cut that cutting in half. It's awfully big. But, let's see what happens. I'm going to do the same with all the rest of these guys. Get a little bit of that water off. Into the rooting hormone. And into the container. Now, always need to make sure which way is up on these guys. So there we go. That way's up. Into the rooting hormone. And then into the pot. Again, another cutting that I probably should cut in half, but just running out of room for cuttings, especially with all the other seeds I want to get started. And I'm about maxed out at fig trees, so really not doing too much with figs this year in terms of starting new ones. I always say to myself I'll do it and then sell them, put them on eBay or put them on FigBid or something like that. But the truth is, I tend to grow them and then either give them away or they sit around. So I'm trying to limit myself this year in the amount of cuttings that I take. Or not cuttings that I take, but cuttings that I root. Because otherwise they just become a giant hassle for me to take care of. And then when the summer gets here, they can't stay in the greenhouse because it gets too hot, not enough water. And of course, the way it always works out, if you make up 6 pots, you end up with 7 cuttings. So, let's see, what do I want to do? I think one of these is going to get 2. Maybe I'll finally get to braid something together. Let's see, I am going to put it in with this cutting here. Alright. Now I just need to water these. I'm going to put them up on the heat mat with the seeds. And let's see what happens. I am not going to wrap these. I kind of think that I should. Going to have to see how things go here. I'm starting to get a little bit more humid in the greenhouse as it warms up, but I'm afraid if I don't wrap them, they may dry out from the top. So we'll have to see. I'm going to play this one by ear. Right now, I'm not going to wrap them, and let's see what happens. Alright, a couple of Colidom Blanca Negra cuttings, as well as my white whale, Ischia Black. And let's see what happens here. I'm PA Figs. Have a good one.